Welcome to Discovering, and Merry Christmas. For tonight's Christmas episode, I wanted to find a special story, with a Christmas theme of course, and one you may not have seen or heard before. So tonight we take a ferry ride to Mackinac Island for the island's annual Christmas tree lighting, where we meet some extraordinary folks such as the mayor of Mackinac Island for 48 years, visit America's oldest grocery store, take a horse-drawn wagon ride, and discover what Michigan's favorite island is like during the quieter times of the year. So sit back and relax. It's Christmas night, and it's time for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone, forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak, surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields, call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill, the eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
Is there a place more magical and mysterious than Mackinac Island in the winter? When the island is covered in a blanket of snow, the tourists are gone, the streets are quiet except for the occasional snowmobile or clomping of horse-drawn wagons carrying packages or the rare visitors.
UPS on Mackinac Island, December 2023, Christmas. Wonderful time of the season.
The kickoff to this quiet, frosty season does draw a few spectators, but thousands less than a typical summer day.
And in the summer, like I said earlier, we can haul up to 10,000 people over to the island in a day. And this time of year, some days maybe we take 20 or 30 over or 100 over. So it's a cool place to visit in the wintertime if you're looking for peace and serenity, or to do some outdoor activities like cross-country skiing or hiking or snowshoeing, things like that.
The annual Christmas tree lighting and Christmas Bazaar weekend is held the first weekend of December. It's been on my bucket list to experience this since I first visited the island in the winter back in 2020.
Today is the tree lighting on Mackinac Island, which is a very cool event. We have a lot of folks going out over on the boat today to Mackinac Island, where we're going to have the tree lighting in the town square, where they'll sing carols and light the tree. And
this is the beginning of the holiday time on Mackinac. There'll probably be about 500 people around the tree.
The island is a special place, and we like to keep the holiday traditions. We have wreaths on every lamppost, the tree in the center of the town, and it's special to us.
To get to Mackinac Island in the winter is just like getting to Mackinac Island any other time of the year, by ferry. The Mackinac Island Ferry Company runs year-round as long as the Straits of Mackinac aren't completely frozen over or the ferries iced in.
to us up here, it's kind of amazing to find out that most of the world does not know that we run a boat to Mackinac Island pretty much year-round. And so what happens is October 31st, we cease operation in Mackinac City, and we only start running over here out of St. Ignace, and we literally go to Mackinac Island every day with our vessels, and we do it pretty much all winter long. Last winter, we didn't miss a single trip, except for on very windy days. Some years we do get ice and get the ice bridge. However, in the latest years, that's been getting less and less and less, so we've been running pretty much all year round unless there's too much ice, which there really hasn't been too much of in the last few years.
The weather for the first weekend of December wasn't all that frightful. so it made standing on the ferry deck quite delightful.
Behind me here is our vessel, the Huron. It's been taking people to Mackinac Island since the early 50s, and it's been the primary winter boat since then as well. It's built extra heavy, can go through some ice, has a heated passenger compartment upstairs and more room downstairs for passengers and freight. Some people like to stay in the cold on the way over, and others like to go upstairs and go in the heat. And then you get the crazy people that sit on the front of the boat on the way over. It's a great scenery, but it can get a little chilly up there. But they all have a lot of fun going over, and it's especially interesting going over when we're breaking ice, because it's really kind of cool. The Huron is affectionately known by the Islanders as the Mighty Huron. So a lot of folks call it the Mighty Huron because most Islanders grew up basically riding the Huron back and forth here to St. Ignace.
Even though the fresh air was invigorating, I did spend some time in the warmth of the wheelhouse chatting with the captain of the Huron.
It's a steel ferry. It was built in 1955 down in Erie, Pennsylvania. One engine, one propeller, good in the ice. 92 feet long.
How fast do you go when you're cruising through here?
12 and a half to 13 miles an hour is usually what she runs at.
I suppose normally in the winter people are sitting inside, but today it's nice enough to be outside.
It depends. We get a lot of the commuters, and they're a hardy bunch, so they'll stay outside. And then, of course, when we're actually running in ice, people love to watch the boat actually breaking through ice. Up until, I think, 2001, it had never stayed open all year. That was the first year that they were able to run year-round, and then usually it would freeze up after that, but then the last couple years, again, it's just been, we might miss a day or two, but other than that, we just keep going.
Sadly, the little bit of snow the island received melted the day before. The island still looked beautiful and serene as we pulled up to the dock and the couple hundred ferry passengers disembarked for the island. On this weekend, a few extra shops and restaurants open their doors, but typically during the winter, only a handful of businesses are open, including the oldest grocery store in America, Dowd's Market.
The oldest used to be A&P grocery stores, Atlanta and Pacific Tea Company. And so we've researched it. I hired 2 lawyers to research it throughout the country, and they both came back and said, you have a right to say that. So we've still looked, and we were always welcomed if someone challenges that. And we're, one family's owned it since 1884. So that's not too common.
It's fascinating to me that the oldest grocery store in the country is located here on the island. So I met with the owner, Andrew Dowd, to chat about the store's history.
My name's Andrew Dowd. I own Dowd's Market on Mackinac Island and a few other businesses, but that's my primary job is Dowd's. It's been in the family since 1884. It's something we definitely take a lot of pride in. We use it, it's part of our story, but I think it's part of Mackinac's story too, the history of, there's a lot of families that have been here for 60, 70, 80. There's a lot of families that have been here for 250 years. So Dowd's was started on top of what is now the Starline dock by my great-grandfather and my great-uncle, Patrick and James Dowd. And then they split up at one point, and Patrick became a contractor on the island, and James continued with Dowd's. And then in 1943, the building burnt down, and we leased our current location from the Bogan family. We leased one half of what is our front, so 22 feet of frontage. My grandfather took over in 43, and my grandpa just then he leased the other half of the building, and then he bought the building in the late 60s. Then my father took it over in 76. From there, then my brother took it over in 2002, and then it kind of struggled, came across some hard times. Grocery business really changed in that time. It went from, especially in northern Michigan, the big box stores came in, which is a good thing, and they've made the grocery business, even the independent market, better. But you either competed with that or not, and I think there was a struggle with that. In 2007, we were in a pretty rough financial. We had to kind of refinance the building, and so we wasn't sure it was going to make it, and so we kind of threw the Hail Mary, and it has, and it's done well, and the support of the locals has really been what makes it. And I wasn't in the grocery business before, and I always knew we needed to have a good store. But I'm very touched by the support that we got from all the locals, and I think it's a good, vibrant part of year-round Mackinac Island, and very proud of that.
My next stop was the community hall to meet with another member of the Dowd family, the mayor of Mackinac Island.
Well, I was on city council and I was approached to run for mayor, and I said no. I haven't had the experience. I'm a woman, da-da-da-da-da. Well, the bottom line is I ran, I was elected, and the rest is history. Here I am.
Margaret Dowd has been the mayor since 1975.
And a one-year term. I have to run every year. My dad was mayor in 39 and 40, but he also served on city council for 40 years. And so I didn't think I would inherit it from him, but here I am. We don't have a city manager, so we work off a charter from 1899 when we became an incorporated city. And so we value that charter. It's like running a big city in the summertime in a community of 500 or better in the winter. But in the winter, we have a lot of construction and things going on, so we have a lot of workers and so forth, so on. So things are always in a state of flux,
Inside the community hall, they're setting up for the Christmas Bazaar.
Well, this is a very historic building. This is the John Jacob Astor Fur Company warehouse building, which we converted into community hall, and then we have our city offices upstairs. But this is where we have our big bazaar and other community functions. Well, today we're starting our Christmas celebration on the island. We have tree lighting tonight at 5:30, and then tomorrow we have the Christmas Bazaar, which opens and runs Saturday and Sunday. That benefits 5 charities on the island, the 4 churches, St. Anne's Church, Trinity Episcopal, Little Stone Church, and the Bible Church, and the Mackinac Island Medical Center, which is very, very crucial to the island. And it's just a fun way to kick off the holiday season. You work so hard in the summertime that you hardly see your neighbor, so this is the time that you get to see your neighbors and wish them well for the Christmas season, and we have a lot of fun. Well, there's a hayride at 4 o'clock if you want to take the hayride.
Where's that at?
Right down by the Tourism Bureau, you can sign up and go on a hayride. So that might be kind of fun to do.
Taking the mayor's advice, I grabbed a cup of hot chocolate and boarded the hayride for a horse-drawn tour of the island, led by Miles and Chubbs.
Miles is 9, and then Chubbs over here is 8. So go down behind the horse, down.
During the summer, there are about 600 horses on the island, but in the winter, only a few pairs of Belgian draft horses are left to serve as taxis and haul deliveries to Dowd's Market and the post office.
UPS every day.
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
Every
UPS
day.
every day. Post office.
Christmas Bazaar going on
Christmas
over there.
Bazaar going on.
2023.
Yep.
Great time to be on Mackinac.
Absolutely. And the weather's good. We got a little bit of snow, but we got safe travels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Riding bikes.
And riding bikes.
And driving horses.
Always riding horses. Driving horses. Ooh, Miss Hannah. Merry Christmas, Sarah.
If you're interested in visiting Mackinac Island during the winter, remember there are only a handful of amenities open, a couple of hotels, restaurants, Dowd's Market, and the hardware store. It is open though, and I do recommend it. It is peaceful and beautiful. There are plenty of opportunities for outdoor recreation, hiking, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and more.
Most people don't realize that the island is open. Things are limited on the island that are open, but there are places to stay, there are restaurants open, there are things to do. But the biggest part of visiting the island this time of year is the fact that it's very quiet and peaceful over there, very different than in the summertime.
And yes, there were a couple of fudge shops open for the weekend. The twinkling lights and aroma of chocolate lured me in both shops, and I couldn't resist filling up my camera bag with a few pounds of the sweet stuff the island is known for. I hope my family wants fudge for Christmas. Finally, it was time for the main event, where we gather around the tree at the center of town and kick off the Christmas season with carols and light the Christmas tree.
On the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, ha, ha! Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Hey! So come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Oh, Christmas tree, your branches green delight us. Oh, Christmas tree, your branches green delight us. Everyone's soul winter snow is bright. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a happy new year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Tonight is our last Monday of 2023. It was a busy year finding and sharing stories from one end of the UP to the other. From the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula to Sault Ste. Marie, there is no shortage of stories about the outdoors and the people who call this place home. I met some amazing people, seen new places, went on one mosquito-filled adventure, did a lot of fishing, and learned many things along the way. So what's in store for 2024, you might ask? I found a sauna with the best view in the world and took a quick dip in Lake Superior. I have some early ice fishing and rabbit hunting coming up in the near future episodes. And hopefully talk to the DNR about this past deer season. And I'm working on a bunch of other wildlife stories to coincide with the 50th anniversary of the Endangered Species Act, which is actually in 3 days on December 28th. Then I hope to get out for some winter camping, and after that, I'm at the mercy of Mother Nature for the rest of the winter. In the spring shoulder season, I have a few episodes about places you should make a point to visit this year. The Caledonia Mine in Mass City, Benny the Beard Fisher along the Manistique River, and the Chassel Historical Trail. So thank you for watching tonight and for watching all year long. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And I hope to see you next year for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.